A day after the chilling attack on Saif Ali Khan, the actor who was stabbed 6 times, his attacker is still on the run. But horrific details, bone chilling details, are actually emerging about just how this attack unfolded, including an account from the nanny, the household help, who in a police statement has spoken about how the intruder put his finger on Saif Ali Khan's young son's lips and asked for 1 crore rupees. I'm Barkha, you're with the Mojo story. Our focus today is on the big Saif Ali Khan story, where it has been a day of confusion. Initial media reports in the morning suggested that perhaps the attacker had been detained. The Mumbai police then let it be known that as of now, at least, the suspect has not been arrested. Clearly, a series of people were being questioned. New CCTV footage has also been released. The CCTV footage is time-stamped, and you can actually see a young man casually strolling up the steps, raising all manners of questions over what sort of lax security there may have been at this apartment complex to begin with. Sharmila Tagore, Saif Ali Khan's mother, is only one in a series of high-profile visitors at the Leelavati Hospital in Mumbai, where doctors have also shared absolutely chilling details about how close to actual danger Saif Ali Khan was. In fact, images of a bloodied knife have been released. We'll show you those images in a moment from now. And you can actually see a 2.5 inch piece of blade that was extricated and taken out by doctors who were able to operate on Saif Ali Khan in time. But at their press conference, the Leelavati Hospital doctors actually described and likened Saif Ali Khan to a person who walked into hospital, quote unquote, like a lion. They said that he was not brought in on a stretcher. There, that middle image is of the piece of knife, the blade that was actually taken out during surgery, the bloodied blade. And Saif Ali Khan came in an auto rickshaw with that piece inside of him. And doctors are saying that a 2 difference could have made all the difference between a successful surgery or not. It was that close to a sensitive part of his spine. They say Saif Ali Khan was holding his young boy as he walked in. This has led to a certain amount of confusion. There's a lot of fog of information. Initial reports suggested that it was his elder son, Ibrahim, who accompanied him in an auto rickshaw. The doctors say he walked in with his young son. Ilyama Philip, in a police statement, the lady who looked after their children, she has given a statement where she talks about the intruder putting his finger on Jay's lips and saying in Hindi, "Don't make a noise, then nobody will get hurt." And when asked, "What do you want?" asked for money. When asked how much money, said 1 crore. Meanwhile, as I said, the day began with a suggestion that the man who did this had been detained. But by the end of the day, it was clear that that was not the case. Question still remains, why did this happen? How did it happen? And of course, the ensuing politics has also followed. Let me introduce our guest today as we look at all the different dimensions of this unfolding, chilling, terrifying crime that has taken place in the city of Mumbai. Veteran IPS officer Amod Kant is with us. Welcome to the program, Mr. Kant. We're also joined on the program by Rajiv Ji. Rajiv Pandey, of course, is a spokesperson and leader of the BJP. Namaskar, Rajiv Ji. Tejas Mehta, my friend and old colleague, senior journalist, is with us. Welcome back, Tejas. Also joining us from the NCP is today Rachna Vaidya. She's with the Sharad Pawar NCP. Good to see you, Rachna. And I can see my friend, a senior journalist, columnist, Namrata Zakaria, I think, who's trying to connect to us from a car. I hope that she is able to hear us. Good to see you, Namrata. Thank you very much. I want to start by playing out what the doctor said. The doctors at Leelavati saying Saif Ali Khan did not come in, was not brought in on a stretcher. He walked in. He walked in with that bloodied knife embedded inside his back. We know now that when he heard the screams of the household help, he came rushing in with his wife, Kareena Kapoor, and he basically stood between the intruder and the rest of his family, who then were able to escape to the safety of an upper floor. Take a look.
सैफ अली साहब का जब हॉस्पिटल आए थे तो मैं वो डॉक्टर था जो उनको फर्स्ट आवर में मिला हूँ, पूरा उनका उसमें ब्लड था, बट ही वॉकड इन लाइक अ लायन एंड ओनली विथ हिज स्मॉल चाइल्ड, दैट इज 6-7 साल का उनका जो लड़का है, तैमूर है शायद उसका नाम, हाँ, उसके साथ वो वॉक इन किए हैं विथ सो मच ऑफ दिस। ही इज अ रियल हीरो दैट वे। फिल्मों में हीरोगिरी करना वो सब ठीक है, बट ये घर में आपके ऊपर कोई अटैक हो रहा है एंड आप एज अ हीरो यू हैव एक्चुअली एक्टेड एंड यू हैव कम आउट विथ सच अ थिंग। He is doing presently very well. His parameters have improved. He is being shifted from ICU to a special room for him. Today we will be keeping visitors in check because we want him to take rest.
All right, so he's out of danger. He's doing well. His recovery is well, but the questions still remain. I don't actually see Rachna on screen. If we can add her and let's start this conversation at once. Rajiv ji, आपसे शुरू करती हूँ. Very chilling effect, but politics भी erupt हो गए हैं. Opposition का कहना है कि it's a breakdown of law and order. What happened with Baba Siddiqui? Threats to Salman Khan. West Bengal Chief Minister says Shah Rukh Khan and Salman Khan's life is also in danger. ये कैसे हुआ? ये क्यों हुआ? How do you respond, Rajiv ji?
Barkha ji, first of all, this kind of incident is very deplorable and government has taken a strict action. In case of Baba Siddiqui, you must be aware that 37 people are already charge-sheeted. In the case of Salman Khan firing case, also more than 12 people are arrested and charge-sheeted also. Now, Barkha ji, there are two types of case. In our program, former DGP Kant Sahab is there. I think he can better explain. There are two types of crime. One is the crime committed by an individual, and another is a crime committed by an organized gang of criminals. So if you see in Maharashtra or in Mumbai, after May 2014, that kind of crime has not taken place. We have seen what used to happen in Mumbai because it's a financial capital of the country. Every year there used to be a bomb blast. There used to be some ransom, some demand, and all these things. We are aware that how film industry and other industry, builder industry, used to get threat call and people used to give money. I stay at least 15 days a month. I'm in Mumbai. I have not heard any that kind of criminal complaint. I think one a gangster brother called and then he was arrested, and thereafter not that kind of things are happening.
You don't think Baba Siddiqui was shot by a gangster?
I'm coming. Baba Siddiqui case, after 10 years, that was the first case of targeted killing by a gang. I'm admitting that, man. I'm admitting. And in that case, more than 37 people are arrested. And I have highest regard for Mumbai police. I'll tell you why. Take any city in the whole world which has population of more than 2 crores and per capita policemen, even the cities who have 10 times more than per capita police are having worse performance than Mumbai police. Mumbai police has kept the Mumbai city a very safe city, I can tell you. Across the globe I am talking. I am not talking only in India. It's only 40,000 a strong police force, more than 2 crore people. But sometimes it happens, and only in Baba Siddiqui case is an aberration. In that, one organized crime could get a hit in Mumbai. More than 37 people are arrested and charge-sheeted also, not only arrested. One more thing I want to say. The kind of politicians started screaming about this incident. Now, today one person was arrested, then he was released. Let the investigation be completed. That how a person, I live in Mumbai on 23rd floor. Somebody can come up to 23rd floor, but before entering into my house, he will have to take my permission to enter into my house, first at the gate. And mine is also a gated society. Barkha, just 1 second. Is a gated society. In case of Saif Ali Khan, it's a 12 floor building in which per floor they are owning, and there is a security guard, there is a personal security. So let's wait that what is the reason behind this, how that person has reached. And in several shows I asked this question. Mumbai police is a very competent force. They will go and they will find out. I have only one line, last line, Barkhaji. The people who are trying to politicize this by yesterday, one of the spokesperson in one show is saying Atiq Ahmed got killed, Saif Ali Khan got attacked. Are you comparing Atiq Ahmed, who killed in a gang war, with Saif Ali Khan sahab? He's an actor.
Yeah.
We all love him. We all respect him.
Okay, let me open this up. I think you've made a couple of important distinctions, Rajiv ji. You have said that a distinction has to be made from Mumbai that lived in the age of underworld gangs. And yes, Baba Siddiqui may be a manifestation of that. And an individual targeted, by another individual in what may be a routine crime. And that's the key question. Was this a routine crime? Was this a burglar looking to make a quick buck from a wealthy family because of lax security at a private apartment complex? Or is there something more to it? Now, before I come to Amod Khan, Tejas, and Namrata, I want to actually bring in Rachna Vedya. Rachna ji, when Sanjay Raut, your colleague in the opposition, gets up and links what's happened to Saif Ali Khan meeting Prime Minister Modi without explaining what the connection is, then why should the opposition be taken seriously? The opposition has every right to ask about law and order. The opposition has every right to ask the government about, to account for what has happened in let's say, a Baba Siddiqui case or a threat to Salman Khan or Saif Ali Khan. But, somewhere it becomes non-serious. Arvind Kejriwal is also making a comment. Mamta Banerjee is saying Shah Rukh Khan and Salman Khan's lives are also in danger. Is this non-serious? Is this trivializing the enormity of what has happened?
Of course not. Individuals making their own personal comments or giving it an outlook, what they think would have happened or what they think triggered this, the incident of attack on Saif Ali Khan, is different. So let's not judge us as opposition party. Here it is all about humanity. Just like Sir mentioned a few moments prior, that organized crime and attack on individual is different. Organized crimes, wherein there are things like bomb blasts and a huge crowd getting attacked and injured, and these things where an individual is targeted, attacked, killed, be it Baba Siddiqui, be it threats to Salman Khan or the attack on Saif Ali Khan. What I would like to mention is, let's not go back to 2014, before that, after that, organized crime and individuals being attacked, because each life counts. Every citizen has the right to be safe, and that's what we are demanding. The questions that
What is your demand?
asking,
what is the main
questions that we
question
are
right now?
asking, and what we would like to draw everyone's attention to, is that the law and order of Mumbai is in doldrums. Be it such attacks on celebrities or the women who are no more as safe as they were a few years back. So everything in a nutshell drowns down to whether the law and order in our state is perfect. Absolutely not. There are many loopholes. The ratios that were mentioned, actually, on this day, there is a shortage of approximately 14,000 police officials here in Maharashtra itself. The equipment that they are using, there is no modernization. Why are we not working towards all of that? So let's leave the type of crime aside. Let's focus on what has happened and whether the angle that has been given to it of plain pure robbery, was it truly a plain pure robbery, or was
I think
there
that's the
much more to it?
I think that is the operative question. Rajiv ji, just hold on, just so that we don't have the politics and the party politics take over this conversation. There's a lot else to talk. You have one sentence. Okay, Rajiv ji, one sentence. Can we unmute Rajiv ji? Yeah.
I am not saying crime against individual or by a group. I'm not saying. I'm saying when there is a crime committed by a gang, that can be controlled by various ways. But individually, Rajiv Pandey tomorrow becomes criminal. Then arresting Rajiv Pandey by the police agencies are completely different than organized gang lords which were operating.
I understand. I understand. You're saying organized gang warfare and crime that takes place in the routine of a city are two different things. Mr. Kant will speak to that, but before we come to the policing, Namrata, I know that you have spent years of your life reporting and writing about the industry. You're personally friendly with Kareena Kapoor. My question to you is the sense of vulnerability, the sense of fear right now in the industry. It's hard to say right now, was this a guy who randomly walked in to burgle a place? Because if you look at the CCTV footage, and if we can just play that, he seems to know his way about. One of the things that experts have commented on is that this guy seems to know his way about. He could have recceed it. He has his face covered as he's climbing up. There's other footage that shows him coming down. Then he doesn't even bother to have his face covered. Is he somebody who's been watching the place? Does he know that perhaps the most vulnerable member of the family is the youngest child? We have the nurse's account that he actually enters through a bathroom shaft, reportedly, walks into the young child's room, puts his hand on Jay's mouth. The nanny comes running in. He then makes his demand for 1 crore. Everyone in the room screams, and Saif Ali Khan and Kareena Kapoor walk in. The kind of vulnerability that this may have spread across the industry, what are you picking up?
Um, I just think it's very, very sad that, a woman who is a mother has to see, has to live an experience where a stranger is in her house, in her child's room, walking towards the child's bed with a knife. Her husband is getting sliced by this man, and it's every woman and every mother's worst nightmare. The unfortunate thing why this is a discussion is probably because Saif Ali Khan is an actor and Kareena Kapoor is an actor. Because if they were not actors, if they were ordinary citizens in that building or in that area, I don't think it would merit a show. So I am just looking at this from a very humanitarian point of view and as a mother, and I think it is every mother's any mother's worst nightmare. That's it. That's it.
Namrata, you're right that the reason that this makes news is because of the fact that they're celebrities, but equally it does add a dimension to the investigation, because there will be questions about were they targeted for certainly for their wealth. Certainly, that much is clear. But you have the opposition leader on this program in Maharashtra saying that there's more to it. This isn't just a crime. Amod Kant, with all your experience, targeting, someone who knows his way about, routine burglary gone wrong because Saif Ali Khan decides to fight. The man has come in with an axe blade. He uses his axe blade. He runs away. What does your experience tell you?
No, first of all, what Rajiv said about two types of crimes. The crimes, let's say, one individual, there's intention, there's motive, there's act. These are common features of any crime. If it is a gang crime or it's a terrorist crime, it's a different kind of thing, a law and order crime, different kind of thing compared to something highly personalized. Now, that point is okay, but why are we concluding at this stage that this is this kind of crime or that kind of crime? The investigation is yet to begin properly, in my opinion. First of all, somebody reaching at that particular point is something which is very difficult. It's very, very difficult to reach there and be there in that situation, lock himself up, and then finally come out of it. And whatever video footage, we are extremely fortunate these days, the police organizations, that we have this kind of video footages which give us a clue to a crime. In this case, it has given a clue to the crime. So now the issue is that whether this particular incident or this crime, there is some involvement of people who are known. I mean, that has to be found out. That particular likely situation, one has to find out that whether this character entered the house on account of somebody giving him or facilitating him that opportunity to get in that kind of situation. It has to be found out.
Yeah.
I mean, it is not yet concluded. That's something which is very important. Secondly, with regard to security, that means the investigation is yet to take a shape. Let us not conclude with regard to investigation. That is first point. Second point is that, yes, Bombay police has a brilliant track record of solving many big cases. I know it. I mean, I have worked with them on many cases, as you are aware, through CBI, through Delhi police. We have worked together on many cases. They have a good track record of investigating and even law and order. But this particular thing, someone like Saif Ali Khan. Saif Ali Khan is not an ordinary person in the first place. He is very well connected. Saif Ali Khan has a record. I mean, variety of people thinking variety of ways about him. I would not like to elaborate further. Recently, he met the Prime Minister of India, and then he is in the media all the time. Now, the issue is that whether this gentleman or whether this actor was targeted or not, that will come out only in the investigation. It is not yet come out whether he was targeted. Why should we conclude straightway that he was not targeted? And if he
But
was
but 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 the fact is, and that is to Namrata's point. Namrata made this point that if these were not famous people, would we be spending hours talking about them? A mother watching her husband being, sliced with a knife, as she said, while her son's life was in danger, is every mother's worst nightmare, famous or not famous. But the reason, Mr. Kant, that their celebrity becomes relevant is what you just said. It becomes relevant because he's a public figure. He's a public figure with opinions. He's a public figure who has been trolled even for what he named, or he and his wife named their children. He's a public figure who just met with the prime minister. He's married to a public figure. He's the son of a public figure. He's the brother of a public figure. He's related by marriage to public figures. So it becomes relevant also to the investigation, I think.
That's correct. From both the angles, Barkha, from both the angles, from the angle of security also. From the angle of security, I mean, this building where he lives and whatever security setup is there, let me inform you that the police does not provide security directly. The police provide security to a community through methods. This building where he was living, for example, I mean, the police cannot say that they had no role to play. Probably, if there is no security system in a very big, important building like this, where important people like Saif stay there, I mean, the police has a role to play. The beat police, the policing of the area, the division police, the beat police in our system, in Bombay and Delhi, both, they have a role to play. They are in regular contact with these kind of buildings and their security setup. So that is one part. One has to find out whether the police had any contact in the security setup or not, where the security of someone like Saif Ali Khan was a matter of concern for police or not. That is one part. And second part, I mentioned already that yes, if somebody as important, somebody at times controversial, becomes let's say target of a crime like this, then in that case, all angles have to be looked into. Let us not come to any conclusion. That's the point I am trying to make. The angle of somebody inside knowing it, the angle of somebody targeting him, the angle of lapse on the part of some people, all those angles have to be found out. I mean, he was a brave person, as mentioned by the doctor.
Yeah.
That,
I think those are very important points. I think you've been very clear, but they just, what are the mounting unanswered questions at this point? There's been so much chaos. As Rajiv ji mentioned, initially the day started with the news of a detention. Police has to question a lot of people. No arrests have yet been made. We now know that right now, as far as we know, the attacker is still on the run. He's out there somewhere. What for you as a journalist are the mounting unanswered questions?
Barkha, first of all, as you pointed out, his movements, seem of a professional in many ways, but sometimes he just seems, not careful enough and not, even hiding his face. Even Chindi Chor would, wear a helmet, wear something to really, cover up his face. And here he's going to an actor's house, and he's perhaps it happened while going up on his way to Saif's house. I think at that point of time he had covered his face, but I think by the time that scuffle happened, in that I think he lost his, I think he lost his patience, and or his mask would have come out.
Yeah.
But the biggest unanswered question to me, at least, is his motive. I'm not jumping to any conclusions, but the fact that this is being said by the family and by certain quarters of the police that this seems to be a burglary. Now, the first question to me is: do you come to burgle a house, ask for 1 crore rupees? What's your weapon of leverage? Your weapon of leverage in this case is almost this: a kitchen knife. As small as this, maybe slightly bigger. Because if you look at it, what was found is about 2.5. I think it broke at this point. So he may have brought this just for security. But does anybody go and ask for 1 crore rupees with a knife like this? I think it's almost impossible. You'd have to have something, at least a gun, to be able to show that you really mean business. You can do a lot of harm, as he has certainly done, but I don't think this was going to be a long stay, perhaps. So I think it's very, a lot of unanswered questions are there. A lot of things don't add up at this point of time. And if we are to look at the Baba Siddiqui case, the Salman Khan case, naturally the Bishnoi question comes up, because Saif Ali Khan also is connected to that case. And this is where I would ask the government the questions. And the question is, when Bishnoi is in a central jail, the responsibility lies with the government of the state and of the government of India to ensure that he cannot call the shots from there. That is something which we should ask the government, because they are right that individual crimes are not, I mean, no government can control, but when it happens from a central jail, there's a lot of questioning to do.
Before Rajiv ji responds, you said that someone come burgling with a knife like this, but we do have now the police statement given by Ilyama Philip, who herself, you can see her in the images today. She has a patti around her wrist. She sustained a minor injury. She's the first person who sees the intruder, and she sees that that's her, and and she sees his hand over Jay, the younger son's mouth, who's what 3 or 4 years old. And when she says, what do you want? This conversation takes place in Hindi. He says paisa, and she says how much, and he says 1 crore. You're saying this doesn't add up for you? Or you're saying we don't know all the details yet, Tejas?
I mean, it's absolutely possible, but थोड़ी कोई 1 crore घर पे रखता है ऐसे that he's going to get it,
Correct.
or is he expecting a transfer to happen to him? I mean, it's a little bizarre. I mean, you come to steal jewelry, you come to steal some cash here and there. 1 crore rupees you're asking, कैसे ले जाने वाला था वो? You know,
Yeah,
so
I think it's an important question. Yes, it's like that. That the knife seems to be the weapon of a petty burglar, but the
yeah.
audaciousness of the act and the planning doesn't seem to be the act of a petty burglar. Before I get the others in, Rajivji, you wanted to respond to Tejas on the gang warfare angle. Could there be a Bishnoi gang link? Saif was implicated in the same case as Salman Khan. So how do we overlook that? Where did Tejas go? Can we please get Tejas back on screen? Rajivji, please go ahead. Yeah.
First of all, I completely agree with Amod sir that let us wait for the outcome of the investigation. What I am saying, if this is an individual crime, then we will have to see it differently. But if the way that journalist Saab said that it may be because of some other link, but I am saying in Baba Siddiqui case, Anmol Bishnoi is charge seated, who is arrested by the USA police. He is not even in India. So saying that somebody is from central jail is operating and all is completely, I think, without any proper information. In the charge sheet, name is Anmol Bishnoi, who is arrested in USA, ma'am. So he should understand that the person who is sitting in the central jail is not charge seated. He may not be involved. Anybody can take name. I will commit some crime and I will call that I am from so and so gang. You have seen these things. What I am trying to say, let us wait for the outcome of the investigation. That is one. And second point which you raised, that is a larger question, that connecting it with the son's name and all, and somebody's statement and all, I think that is...
No, I'm saying I don't know. I'm saying I don't know. I'm not connecting. But you heard what Amodji said, that police will have to look at all factors.
No,
I am not connecting.
I am saying let police investigate, threadbare. They should look all possible angle. No problem, Barkha ji. What I'm trying to say, that if you are a star and then you do like this, like you put your son's name like Taimur. Taimur is a hate figure in the country that nobody can question that what Taimur Lang has done in India. So if you are a superstar, if you are a public figure, then you will have to face the backlash by the people also orally. Like many people opposed when this name was in. But I think that cannot be the case in this case. That is, I am a practicing criminal lawyer. I understand. Let Mumbai police unearth what is the real motive behind this crime. I am telling you, fair. Still Mumbai is the best place to live in this country, except I am time and again saying, Baba Siddiqui case was a challenge for Mumbai police, and Mumbai police has done exceptionally well by charge seating 37 people, arresting people from across the country. Barkha, it is not across the country, from several states, all the people involved in this.
Rajivji, I want to clarify to you, I am not drawing any link between the trolling on Taimur or any other position that Saif Ali Khan may have taken. I am simply echoing or asking Mr. Amod Kant, in response to Namrita saying that if they were not public figures, would you be giving it so much attention? All I'm trying to say is, because they're public figures, the police will have to look at 10 other things. It could be that the police decides in the end that this was a routine burglary. It had nothing to do with anything else. It was all about money. And it was somebody who had been maybe watching the building carefully for a few days. You knew somebody else. It could be absolutely a routine crime. Just saying, I'm imagining police has to look at all angles. Namrata, you wanted to come in, and then Emoji. Namrata.
I mean, we're saying routine crime like as if it is totally okay for
Okay
it to be
to,
a
yeah,
routine crime.
yeah,
It is
yeah.
very, very frightening that something like this can happen to anybody in Bombay. I would like to say that. And I think what we are doing in this conversation is we are speculating so much and really grasping at multiple straws and trying to join dots which may not be joinable at all.
Fair, fair,
But
fair.
what I would like to tell you is that I have been a Bandra resident for 5 years of my life. I have stayed just down the street, just down the road from where this residence is. I have visited this residence too, and I would just like to factually give you a lay of the land, the way the city is, that area of the city is. There are no gated communities in Bandra. It is a lot of old bungalows which have been developed into very fancy buildings. It is a very beautiful suburb because despite when we talk of redevelopment, we tend to lose its green cover. But Bandra has, it has a very active citizenship. People who live there are very happy people to live there. They're very actively involved in the ALMs, in municipal politics, in this the footpaths and the streets and the local parks and all of that. There's a group of architects, they call the Bandra Collective. There's 6 leading architects in the city. One of them is Samit Padora, is the dean of SEPT. They work with the BMC gratis. They say whatever you want to develop, whether it is Carter Road, or it is one of the local parks, or it is the steps near Mount Mary. They said, we will design for you gratis. You do your contract work and you get it built by whoever you want. So that is the level of involvement between the citizenry of Bandra as well as the municipality that sort of runs it. Saif Saif's building has a Starbucks down the road. It has a bookstore down the road. Saif walks up and down the streets very regularly, as do many, many celebrities that live in Bandra. Just around his, I mean, I would say 500 kilometers. Baba Siddiqui is just down the street from Saif as
The
well.
question is, will that change? The question is, will that change now?
The question is, my point is that this city is crumbling. My point is that physically every street of Bombay is completely gutted with construction work. There is extreme poverty in this area, and I have seen this firsthand, that the rise in thefts and burglaries post COVID in this area have been um, remarkable. And it only takes just going through the Bandra police station's, a list of NCs or FIR to sort of assess that. Watchmen in the building don't keep their phones with them. They keep it in the locker because their cell phones get stolen. If a car is outside, the likelihood of thefts is immense. What I'm trying to say is this is the richest suburb in Bombay, and it is so vulnerable and so susceptible to petty crime like this. And I'm saying petty
Yeah.
crime very loosely, because somebody coming into your house threatening your children and with a knife, with a kitchen
Is
knife,
not is not a routine
whatever.
crime.
It is not.
Absolutely.
It is.
Absolutely.
I'm saying if this
Absolutely.
is what you call a routine crime in Bombay with a very high profile celebrity, and unfortunately, thank God he's a high profile celebrity, we would not come to terms with the fact that this city is crumbling. There is a
Okay.
problem. There
I'll
is.
get Rajiv and Rachna both to respond to it, because both, as people who've been in power, have should have answers to that. But Amut Kant, I have policing questions of you. One, do you believe the Mumbai police should be communicating officially, so as to not enable speculative theories that then later have to be denied? Point one, just what would you think? Point two, I take Namrata's point that when we say routine crime, what we are using that language is to distinguish it from, let's say, a gang driven crime. But for a mother or a father who's seeing their 3-year-old 4-year-old child with a man holding a knife over his head asking for a crore of rupees, and then goes to hospital in an auto rickshaw with his sons, holding one of his sons as he walks into hospital. I mean, there's nothing routine about this account. So I just want your response, Mr. Amut Khan.
Yes, I think I'm not aware what all Bombay police could share with the public at large. I have no
Yeah.
idea at all. And probably they must be doing things very fast. and collecting evidence and trying to find out, and would have gone to certain points where we are not there. So let us leave them in their course of action. But let me clarify one point. Decidedly, it's not a routine crime. I will not consider it to be a routine crime. First of all, let us not let us not use the term burglary. The moment a knife comes in the picture, and the knife is being carried by somebody, and the fellow enters in a household in this situation,
Yeah.
given situation, it is far beyond burglary. It has to be a very serious crime, a robbery, and robbery prepared with a weapon. Okay.
Mhm.
Secondly, the other angle to the crime is that the moment there is a demand of money. See, the crime, as I mentioned to you, has three very basic components. One is motive,
Mm.
one is intention, third is act. Now, in this case, one has to find out this man taking pains to coming all the way 2 o'clock in the night, getting up and go on the 11th floor and committing this kind of crime. He came with a motive,
Mhm.
he came with an intention. He had a clear thing in his mind. Why is he going there? See the man going up. Now, that
Yeah.
is something which is very, very important. So, if he's come
And
prepared with
please, I was looking at the timestamp. I'm sorry to interrupt you. He's going up at 1:37 in the morning, and he is coming down at about 2:37, an hour later, 2:33 in the morning. So all of this happens over the course of an hour. Just wanted to point that detail out per these timestamps.
I get it. I am coming to that only. What I am trying
Yeah.
to say that number one, it is not burglary. It's a serious case of robbery. Robbery because the factor of robbery already comes. The man comes prepared if, with a weapon. I mean, knife is a weapon. All said and done, and he has used it. So I mean, forcefully he has used it. And then once he demands money, that 1 crore he demands, it has a third angle, entirely third angle in the crime. It becomes a third kind of crime, where he is
Which
keeping
is
somebody
which
at
is
ransom.
ransom, kind of
Ransom.
ransom. Yeah.
Ransom. So these are very different situations, and they have to be dealt with by the police from different angles. And the moment the angle of motive comes, the background comes, and with what intention the fellow is coming, the entire investigation goes in that direction. Rajiv talked about something which is being talked about. Taimur's name, for example, that name, the very name. Let's only wish that that angle is not here in this case. We would not like to bring in that angle at all, but Rajiv ji himself talked about it. The issue is that at this stage, we cannot come to any conclusion. But the crime is very serious, number one. It cannot be taken to a routine crime, ordinary crime. Number two, the person concerned himself has a background, he has a point of view, he is a public figure, and then it has to be dealt very differently. The police role is very important. As an ex-policeman, I have been in all positions in Delhi. Delhi is quite comparable to Bombay. I was joint commissioner of police, I was deputy commissioner of police. I have dealt
Mhm.
with hundreds of very important cases. The police cannot just wash its hands off. We cannot. The police is supposed to be accountable, and particularly in a situation where somebody like him becomes the target of
Yeah.
attack, then the police becomes accountable. The area police also becomes accountable. So we
Yeah.
have to think of this case in a very special manner, and very appropriately media and everybody else is giving in this case that kind of importance.
Okay, Rachna, before I give Rajivji the last word, as an opposition leader, what are you looking towards the Fadnavis government and the Mumbai police to elucidate on what is your line of questioning for them today?
Just as Kantji mentioned, that burglary, robbery, and somewhere the police as well as the government. When I say government, I heard a few politicians giving a statement that it's robbery. Choricha uddeshani ale. No, please do not narrow the scope of investigation and only focus on robbery. The point here is, again, on certain news channels, it was mentioned that this intruder had done a proper recce of the building or the area where Saif Ali Khan resides. Now, if he has done a recce and decides to break into the house, why will he choose a day when the entire family, the house helps, and everybody is in there? A few weeks back
Hmm.
on the New Year's Eve, the entire family was traveling. So, if it was with the pure and sole intention of robbery, obviously such a day wouldn't have been chosen after
Hmm.
a recce which was done.
Yeah.
So that actually gets this thing that we need to focus on a much larger picture. Now it's by God's grace and the prayers of the all the fans of Saif Ali Khan that he's really recovering well. But what about the psychological and emotional turbulence that the family has gone through? And be it Saif Ali Khan or any other family in the city, state, or country shouldn't go through the incident that Saif Ali Khan's family went through. So I would just like to
Yeah.
mention that please do not close or shut all other doors. There is a lot of scope of investigation. This surely wasn't pure robbery. Also, the way in which Saif was attacked, he was stabbed on the neck, in the spine, back. So all these stabs were also fatal. It was not only in a struggle or to save the family when Saif must have jumped in and randomly he was stabbed. It was
Yeah.
with some intention. And this boy, all of 25 or 30 years of age that he looks like, I don't think he's the mastermind. We need to go down to the bottom. Let's not shut this story by saying it was burglary. So a huge responsibility on the police as well as the government. I would also
Okay.
like to mention that Mumbai is fondly known as Mumbai Meri Jaan. Let's keep it Mumbai Meri Jaan and not make it Mumbai mein bachao apni jaan.
Okay.
Let's not make it that.
Okay. Rajiv ji, the last word to you. That there are many open theories, open lines of investigation. We are nobody. We are nobody to close those lines of investigation. The police will have to look at all of them. The biggest testimony is going to come from Saif Ali Khan himself once he's in a position to even provide that testimony. I think that will add some clarity to exactly what happened. I think Namrata is right. A lot of us are speculating right now. We don't know. Go ahead.
Barkha
Last
ji,
closing comments, Rajit.
Barkha ji, in the whole program, neither me nor Amodji, who is the senior most person here in the panel, has done any speculation. We are saying that let police investigate thoroughly and the theory should come out. Only we have raised certain factual questions, like reaching somebody on 12th floor. That was my point. How a person is entering, even if we suppose he has reached, then who has given access? We are not doing any speculation. I am a practicing lawyer. I cannot do any speculation until Mumbai police officially says something. The issue is what ma'am has said just now, that Bandra is crumbling. When we hear all these things, when people talk about that how illegal people are settling in Bandra, you go to Bandra East Station. You are a journalist who reports from the ground. I am requesting you, Barkhaji, you go on the Bandra East, you see what kind of construction is there, what kind of people are living, whether they are Indian, Bangladeshi, Rohingyas. I am requesting you from Western Expressway to Bandra East Station, just take a mic and reach there. So the moment people talk about that how Mumbai should be clean, some people for vote bank politics will say, no, don't touch them. So these kind of crimes, I completely agree that Bandra is crumbling. We go to Bandra to have a cup of coffee, Bandra West side. But it is completely, and the moment you talk about that who are the real people, who from where they have come, then people will say, no, it's a vote bank politics. You cannot touch them. You cannot find them. Who are these people? Not a single people from Bandra who is living in high rise. They should come and ask now all these people who are from there, who have come and settled and putting some kind of shops on the roadside. They enjoy that. No, this is good. It looks very good, ma'am. It is like this in Jammu Kashmir or in Bastar. When army men start action, people come with placard. No, don't do this. It's a violation of human rights. This is in Mumbai. I am telling you, not today. In 1995, there is a report that more than 30 lakhs illegal people are staying. I ask these people who are talking about that Bandra is crumbling or Mumbai is crumbling, we go and tell, please remove them. Please throw them out. You go to any Mumbai railway lines, you will find out that from where people have come and settled on the lines, and in the High Court
Right.
and Supreme Court, they are protecting them.
Rajiv ji, I hear your argument. Migration, illegal migrants. This is a hot potato subject all over the world, not just in Mumbai. I think from New York to New Delhi, from Mumbai to Minneapolis, these debates are taking place, and we can certainly organize a separate program to discuss that issue by itself. For now, I think Amod Khan's point is correct. The police will investigate all lines of inquiry. We should give them some time. It's been not even 24 hours or 48 hours since this has happened. We will watch this space carefully. Once this man is caught, and we hope he'll be caught, I think we will have much more to discuss on the motive and the root cause. So we leave it there. Namrata Zakaria, to Amod Khan, to Rajiv Pandey, and to Rachnaji. Thank you so much. And to our audience, thank you, and see you soon.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.